Yeah. um, but so yeah, stay tuned because like sort of the alpha test prints are out. We are moving into the beta test print range for the figures, and of course with the redesigns as well. That'll be a part of it, and we're almost in, I guess, like full production of 3D printed things, and we'll have a third mascot printed up as well. Okay, so it was night. It was a dark and stormy night. Although for a brief moment, it was actually a light and stormy night. Oh, all right, DMP. Be well. Thank you for hanging out as long as you did. And hello, Demon Quingar. It was light for a moment, and a couple moments beyond that, because the hello, Orchid. The governor's airship has been slowly patrolling in a circle above the keep in the town, or the village outside the keep. Norallie had conducted some tests. Bright had snuggled up with a bogan, which is the dwarven word for a goblin. In the Shadowheart Common, and if it's Shadowheart Common, it can be imported to Southern Common, not just Northern Common. But yes, Bright has a snuggle buddy, and as I promised, my players, their characters, would not wake up dead. And I am gonna stick to my word. They do not wake up dead.
Because they don't wake up at all.
So you will be awakened. There will be knocks at each of your doors as one of the manor servants comes to wake you, and will. They wake up undead. Well, Orchid? Yeah, right? As long as they're not dead. That's all I promised. And apparently, Orchid, you have a Sportakai that has visited you. But all of you are going to be offered, a change of clothes, a bath, and a meal. Now, Norallie, give me an insight throughout this process. 8. Okay. It's early. It's not like super dawn, but it's still early enough. It was a nice soft
Look,
bed.
as long as I don't think they're cops, I'm trusting.
No, they just come across as manor servants. So I don't know. Maybe there's even a respect for their butler and maid uniforms here. Because what an interesting life, right? To be a butler or maid and out in like a countryside manor. You have all the luxury of the house, but all the rustic, the clean air, the countryside, everyone just kind of coming and going. Maybe you're kind of caught up in the paradisical, the romanticization of it.
Honestly, probably just saying a butler and or maid probably would just like give Norallie a big nostalgia hit.
Oh yeah.
Because of her former life, and she'd just be like, "Man, I miss so and so. I miss Mrs. Smith who would do this and would sneak me a cookie at lunch, you know."
So yes, you're getting hit hard with the nostalgia, Norallie. And you all are. It is still raining, by the way, outside. You can hear it against the roof or the pitter patter against the glass of the windows. But you are eventually cleaned, dressed, brought together, and there's a breakfast buffet set out for you to all choose whatever you'd like to eat. There's a variety of fresh produce. In fact, in most ways, it's almost exactly like what you got back in the town of Breezebane. Even though this is an extension of the royal estate, the stuff is fancy. Like Norallie, you are probably eating with silver or even gold utensils. But the food is still pretty much the same. Fresh cream, fruits, and not so many fruits, a couple, but veggies, like a potato pancake, and a variety of eggs and meats as well. The staff seems to be rather preoccupied in their duties. None of them are being exceptionally chatty. They are being polite, so Norallie, you're being addressed as Miss, and Mordecai would be Mister. Oh, there's also cheeses, Orchid, a variety of cheeses too, from various mammals. But yeah, there's just overall, it's a very professional, even this early in the morning. Then, as you are all eating and talking about, I don't know, whatever, like, oh wow, did you have any dreams last night? Or, boy, what a summer thunderstorm. If we're gonna go flying, hopefully, it doesn't look like it's as bad.
I think we've all learned not to ask each other about each other's dreams. That just never turns out well.
You do it once a year, and everything for the rest of that year just kind of goes it goes to poop. Goes to manure. Goes to the manure pile. So yes, a lot is going on there. And Bright, you can roll. I want you to actually give me 2 rolls. One is a perception, and the other is an insight.
Okay.
Ooh.
A green perception and 25 for insight. So yeah, those are good rolls.
Yeah. All right. So Bright, with your perception, you will actually with you doing as well as you did, you'll pick up a couple things. One, when you wake up in the morning and you're splashing water on your face, Tig is a bit of a copycat. She wants to do what you do. So if you're going to a wash basin and splashing water on your face, she's going to do the same thing. If, the way that you brush your hair is the way that she wants to try and brush what hair she has. She doesn't have the same that you do. But you do notice this morning, it's not just, a beautiful ray of morning sunshine peeking in, because it is a rather drizzly morning. Tig actually has a bit of a pink complexion to her.
That's interesting. I wonder how far this goes. Like, if she snuggled me for like a week, would she be like, could we use her as like a body double? I wonder how that works. I'm very curious how this goblin copycat thing works.
Just get her to stand right next to you, and then you have just instant what's that one spell that copies you?
I mean, there's a few. I don't know. It's interesting. Well,
so she does
have to keep an eye on this.
Yep. So Tig does wake up. She's rather rosy of complexion, so you also do see that you did very well on the perception, and you did well on the insight. You are getting that there is a tenseness to the staff, right? Now, there's a lot more staff that are up and active. I mean, it's the morning. There's things to attend to, chores, and taking care of the manse, let alone any sort of daytime stuff that that this guest house might need. And while there is a courteousness, there's something a bit more. It is a professional, professional greetings, professional titles to you as guests. But all of the staff, not even just a few, all the staff are carrying themselves with a combination of fear and sadness. As well, you also, as you've been walking through the manor, you make your way downstairs to go towards the big breakfast buffet is. There is a hall that has been very discreetly had its access limited to by moving some furniture in front of it. So it looks like more of just a continuous, like, oh, we'll just like keep walking or whatever. Maybe it's just a hallway, no one's there, and you don't go down. But you do see that there is a very discreet barrier going down one of the hallways on the first floor. But
That's interesting.
You are eating, and as you are eating,
So did we bring Tig to the table, or are we just like sneaking her food?
that's a good question. Do you want Tig to stay behind, like hiding under the bed? You can just leave her in the corner. She's used to just being in a corner all the time.
That's probably the safest.
Okay.
Norallie, I'll ask Norallie and Infernal. Did you happen to see that very discreet barrier and pile of furniture?
Oh, what area of furniture?
There's an interesting pile of furniture that we passed. Oh, and Maddie, what did I get for the insight roll? Because that was also a really good roll.
Yeah. Oh, that was combined in with your perception. You're getting a lot more subtle. That there's something. While the staff is being courteous, it's a professional courteous, and there's something else that seems to weigh on all of their minds, as they have it. They're carrying around a sense of sadness and fear combined together.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so Norallie, I happen to see I don't know if do you feel like you've been in enough trouble, or are you looking for more trouble?
Get into trouble.
I mean, okay, so part of it's not really any of our business, but that's not really something that either of us has ever been that concerned about. It seems like part of the chateau. I don't know if. Do you have a word for chateau in Infernal? I don't know. It seems like part of the house is. Oh, okay. It seems like part of the house is blocked off. Like they're not using it, or like they're
not using it. Like
Well,
they don't want someone in there.
Yeah, more like they don't want anyone in there. Like it's like there's doors that have furniture stacked in front of them, and it's just kind of iffy. And I was thinking we might be able to send Tig in, since she's very good at not being hidden. Or we could go in ourselves, or we could send Piggy Sue. We have lots of options of mischief we can send in there.
Well, Peggy's magical, so we probably shouldn't, because they have the little detector thingies.
She's not really magical. She's just Piggy Sue. I needed magic to like set her up, but I don't need magic now. I can just ask her to do things.
Well, maybe we can send her in, because if she gets caught, you can just poop her out.
It's true. I can just make her disappear. Okay. Well, I was just okay. Okay. So when the time comes, oh God, this is great. She's gonna look like the professor.
Yep.
So when the time comes,
and it's gonna look ridiculous because he has like that metal armor.
Yeah, I hope she doesn't clank. I'm used to her chirping, and when she's not a bird, she's still chirping. It's kind of funny, but I don't want her to clank. That's just not right. But anyway, okay. When the time comes and there's an opportunity, we'll let Piggy Sue, hippity hop and flutter, or however it works when she's looks like the professor. I don't know how it works.
She's gonna sort of like Magneto float as flight. So just sort of like standing, arms crossed, cape flapping in the wind, kind of a thing.
Okay, that's pretty cool. It's the flapping cape that really sells it.
Okay, so you send Professor Sue into the blocked off hallway. Now, are you asking him to do something? Like,
No,
are
this
you
is pure reconnaissance. We're just
Okay.
looking around. We're not trying to disturb or touch anything. Just looking around.
okay? Are you trying to look through the professor's eyes, or are you just giving a command and going about things normally?
Um, you know, part of the problem with looking through the eyes is that you can't see what's going on. So I
Yeah.
can't really do it too much, but I might steal a glance here and there.
Okay.
Because it's just for one action at a time.
Is it
So.
well? And it's 100-foot range too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so at a point you also just won't be able to do it without you having to get up and actually go in the hallway, because it's like a wing of this place. So, all right.
Yeah, no, I don't want to go in the hallway. I just want to look around. And since I can't send my arcane eye, I'll just send my familiar.
Yep. All right. So Professor Sue sort of magneto floats away and is not detected by any of the servants here. As you are eating, talking, enjoying your breakfast, Norallie, like, I don't know if you're sort of like hamster stuffing your cheeks with all sorts of stuff. It's really good. But
No, I eat like a lady.
you do hear, speaking of clanking and jangling, clank, clank, clank. And you hear and you see Tasman, who is very soaked. I mean, just head to toe, his armor and everything. He's soaked in water. And so there's even like a squish to his step because the water's just been like leaking out of his armor and getting into this nice carpet. Looks at you all, pardon, and as apparently Infernal is now the default language. Infernal is the common right now. You all, have you finished eating?
Yeah, it was very good.
You asked that, but there's still food on my plate. I'll be done in a minute.
Pack it in a kerchief if you have to. We must leave now. It's all the more urgent. There was a murder last night.
Oh, that's not
Wait,
ideal.
wait. Who died?
No one of importance to you died.
I would still kind of like to know. Is it like an important figure, or like a random person, or like what? What makes it, or what happened that is causing this to now be urgent?
It was a servant of the king who died.
Okay.
But you are very well alive, and I need to finish my job of taking you to the mountain, in case such things are to continue to occur.
Yeah. Okay. Maddie, out of character,
Mm-hmm.
does this count as long rest for us?
Yes. Yep,
Okay.
so you get new portents.
Yeah. Will I have an opportunity to learn new spells too?
Yes, yeah, that's fine. Between waking up or even just this initial part of the flight, you'll have some downtime if you need to scribble some new spells or memorize new ones.
Okay. I've been rolling a lot of bad portents recently.
Yeah, it's well, yeah, you have interesting dreams. Apparently the goblin was getting you into some trouble or something then. In your dreams.
Very mediocre rolls. Okay. I'll adjust my spells probably in the off week because we may not. I don't know. I don't want to spend a bunch of time on it because we're running low.
Okay. Timex Tig is back in Bright's room and is just sort of lurking in the room and hiding.
Let's grab Tig and we'll go.
Yeah. Let's do that.
I presume that there was no trouble with you last night.
No,
Tasman.
wait, who's he talking to?
All of you.
Yeah, no, it was very very nice night. The bed was very comfy. It was just a very nice night. I really appreciate it. I know I know this is a fancy place and it's got to be expensive to operate. So I just want you to know that we appreciate it.
He walks up to Celine and Mordecai, comes up and leans forward, and he actually gives them each a sniff. Is pondering for a moment. Walks over to Loki. Gives him a sniff. It seems so far none of you had been visited.
Visited?
Yes, apparently, as part of the murder, there was a, it was, maybe not even just one, but there were bogans who had infiltrated the village over the course of the night. Comes over to you, Norallie, leans in, gives you a sniff.
I mean, if there were bogans... if bogans did visit, wouldn't they have, done something?
Yes, they murdered someone.
No, I mean, visited us. We would have been attacked if the bogans came in, right? So, I just don't get why you're sniffing.
That's what I'm trying to put together. Bright, Tasman is walking over to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some explaining to do.
Okay. So yeah, Tasman has certainly a glow, not quite a literal glow, but he has a fury in his eyes, as he seems to be very upset that this has happened, and he's walking your way, and he leans down and gives you a follow-up. Miss Bright, are you well?
Yeah, I think so.
I believe you might have been visited.
So when you say visited, I mean, what's the concern there? I'm okay. They didn't if there was some sort of goblin raid, I wasn't hurt. They didn't steal anything that I've noticed.
He looks over. Okay. As you're speaking, he does shout to some of the servants. I need to make sure. And he starts. He gets a host of the of miscellaneous servants. I need to make sure. Maybe yours was the point of ingress. And he starts marching off to go towards the staircase to go to the upper rooms.
I cast darkness. No, this is intrinsic to being a tiefling. I believe this one is.
I mean it's magic. It is
magic, but I'm saying I don't know if this triggers their lights or not, but my plan is to cast darkness, run for the room and get there before they do.
I need you to roll a d20.
I will roll a d20. You know what? I would let it happen.
Oh, you want it to happen?
I'm gonna let it happen. At my table, I have 5 or less. be the activation. So 64, please.
One moment. You cast fog clouds centered on yourself.
Oh, so they super can't see.
All right.
I am willing the area to be obscured.
So, darkness and a fog cloud both go off, filling the room with darkness and fog. The dwarves are shouting something. You're definitely making out Shadowhar and several other words.
I am ignoring them, and I'm running up. I'm just dashing to, or I'd be flying in this case because I have my natural fly. Flying to the room because I'm gonna go get Tig and get her out of that room.
Okay. Bright, you are in a dark and foggy dining room with a lot of panicked and angry shouting of the dwarven servants, and Tasman does not sound pleased at all.
No, I imagine he wouldn't. Okay, so I'm not gonna use, as hard as it is for me, I'm not gonna use any magic. I'm just looking for the way out of the darkness, so I'll fumble along, looking for a wall or someplace that's out of the area of darkness, and try not to get stepped on by angry dwarves, and also I'm just gonna shake my head. I might do a face palm. Possibly a double face palm.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're losing eyesight by double face palming. You can use your floofs as whiskers, so you can still feel your way out in the dark.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
All right. Then roll a d10 for me.
6.
Okay. All right. So you bump into a wall, or into a couple things in that wall, and then you start tracing it out. Let's see. Concentration up to 10 minutes, and fog cloud. Fog cloud also takes concentration, but it's also wild magic, so that's probably going to dissipate before the darkness does. Although if you're zooming off, it only has a range of 60 feet, so it'll pop off. Okay. Well, yeah, Coffee Cat, there's been a murder. Don't use magic because we hate the Shadowhar. Darkness and fog cloud in the middle of a murder investigation. So
I'm suspicious.
Yeah, that's Coffee. Bright is absolutely she is Teflon. Like nothing can stick to her here. Like she is innocent of using magic, and yeah, there you go. You learned your lesson from the last murder. So yeah, it's you're stumbling around for a bit, and it starts to clear up, and you can find your way out and into the hallway. And you can hear ahead of you the clank, clank, clank of a very quickly moving Tasman as he is dashing his way to the steps ahead of you.
All right.
Norallie, you quite literally fly up the stairs, fly down the hall. You go into Bright's room, and you do not see Tig.
Tig, come here, quick.
Why?
We gotta go. Just come here.
She crawls out from under the bed.
I am literally just scooping her up. I'm gonna open the window and fly out.
Okay. So Tig crawled out. She has some sort of it might be a mouse or something that is half hanging out of her mouth.
Oh, you shouldn't eat that. That's dirty. We'll deal with that later.
Okay, so you're going out the window?
Yep. I scooped her up. I'm going out the window. I'm just like flying around to the nearest like alley corner to find somewhere to hide.
Okay. As that happens, you burst out the window. You begin flying. There's not exactly an alley. I mean, it's a village. There's out of the way places that you might be able to like go to the dark side of a building, and like there's a big rain barrel or something you can hide behind.
Yeah, something like that.
We cut back inside to the mansion. Bright, if you're traveling mundanely, so is Tasman. You're behind him. However, both of you are moving at the same rate. Are you saying or doing anything? Do you want to accelerate yourself, or are you just trying to get up to your room as well?
Well, I'm a little confused. I'm not sure, like, what's going on now, because I know, like, Norallie ran off to take care of Tig, and I pretty much have a sense that that's what she'd be doing anyway. So I'm not too worried about that, but I'm not sure, like, does Tasman, I keep wanting to call him Tazray. I'm going to call him Tazray at some point. Does Tasman want to interrogate me or ask me more questions, or does he want me to stay out of his way? What's the deal?
If he's noticed you running behind, he doesn't seem to care. He's moving forward, based on what just happened. You do not seem to be a concern for him right now.
Okay, well, I like it that way.
Okay.
So I'll just I'll keep going, but I'll stay at a safe and respectful distance.
Okay. So the two of you are charging. There's also some other servants who are trying to run up as well. And hey, everyone. Well, I mean, not Norallie, but everyone here, gnomes and dwarves, all move at 25 feet per move. So you're not falling behind or anything, Bright. It's actually all like an even pace for you.
But we move at 25 feet in a completely different way. Like, dwarves have that stocky waddle, and gnomes, it's more of, pitter patter.
Yeah. My flying speed is 60 feet, so I zoomed.
Yes, you are zooming. It is not a slow country life for you. You're a big city girl. So you as you all are approaching where your room is, you can see that the door is thrown open. And there's even a wind that is blowing through the damp morning, and all of you, and this is actually going to be for Norallie as well, also hear a familiar warning klaxon coming from above, but a distance away, as the governor's airship is emitting some kind of a siren. Wah, wah.
Yes, I can.
Tasman utters something in dwarven, which you may not speak the language, Bright, but you're like, that's a cuss word. That can't be anything but that. There's some sort of a universal constant feel to any sort of a curse that his words hit you, and you're like, that's a nasty one. I don't speak their language, and I'm going,
I don't even know the dwarven alphabet, but that word had 4 letters.
Yeah. So he enters your room. And, well, there's some servants as well that are going to be entering, and you can too if you wish.
Yeah, I better.
Okay. So he is looking around, and now his attention will fall on you, Bright. And
he's going to
his
eventually.
he's asking an infernal, where is she? The traitor.
I don't think we have a traitor. I think she's just a little panicked. But I know she's not responsible for her murder. She wouldn't do that. It is ambiguous as to whether I'm talking about Tig or Norallie.
Yeah. He's sniffing around, and he looks at you as well. There was a bogan in here.
It's
I can
not
smell
me.
it. No, but its presence. I don't know why it didn't attack you.
Well, they're not all like that. I mean, we got attacked by some on the way in, and I saved one of them. I don't think they have to all be mean. They don't have to all be attackers.
He as he's sniffing around, like your sheets, and he's sort of doing a whole recreation of things as he seems to be tracing steps, and he's murmuring something to himself. You're trying to describe this to him, and he stops, looks over, and he clonk 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 in his wet armor. And he stares at you, and this stare is just it is withering. Not quite a magical enervation or a disintegration, but it is clear that Tasman is furious, and is in some sort of he's in a state for sure. You don't understand. These were not just bogans. They were mozzies. Sorry, that is mosquitoes, in a sense. Another name. They were the ones... what is the word? It's a blood drinker.
Vampires?
If that's what you call them, then yes.
They're like people, but they're undead and they drink blood.
Yes.
So they're not really like mosquitoes, except if the mosquito is really giant.
It's what the king has taken to calling them, and I'm using the king's language.
No, of course. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Well, I've seen them before. I know what they are, but we don't have any with us. I haven't seen one in a long time.
A curse that had come from the Shadowhar ended up infecting the bogans as well. Damn it.
That's not good. That's not good at all.
Meanwhile, across the village.
If I can use magic, I might be able to find them.
No. I will find them.
Okay.
Meanwhile, across the village, you hear the distant and upward sound of the governor's airship. That is.
I do want to check myself for bite marks.
Okay. You can do that as after he says the V word, and Norallie, you have flown. You've dashed into. I mean, it's the sun is out. It's not nighttime dark. It is a bright early summer morning, but there are some light gray clouds in the sky and a drizzle coming down. And well, this ship started making some noise shortly after you flew out of the king's country manor here.
My thought is that's going to be attracted to the house because I cast magic there. So I'm going to get away, or not the house, the place where we're staying. So I'm going to get away from there. How far away from like the outside of town?
It's not a very big town, so if you're flying, just a couple minutes at most.
Okay. I'm going to try to avoid being seen, but I'm going to leave town. And just get as far away from the manor as possible.
Okay.
Taking Tig with me, and I'll let Tig know, hey, everything's gonna be okay. There's people looking for bogans, goblins, and I don't want them to think that you did anything bad. So we're leaving.
But you do bad thing.
I didn't do a bad thing. What are you talking about?
Magic.
Magic's not bad.
Magic's bad.
Also, me flying is not magic, so what I'm doing right now is just fine.
Make a stealth for me.
I can. Do I have any plus ones?
Yeah.
I will use a plus one.
Okay. One second here. Okay, so you use that. You have a 16. All right. So you're flying out to the outskirts to the brush. So you're doing that. We'll see how things resolve from there. We come back inside the manor, and Bright, you are checking yourself for bite marks. There's nothing that appears to be an obvious bite mark on you.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that. That's a good find. Yeah. So I'm just trying to stay out of the way, but also remain in the area just in case I'm needed or not needed, so that I can react, so that I can be either needed or not needed as necessary. But I'm definitely watching and paying close attention to everything.
Okay. There's some investigation that's going on, and after maybe 10 minutes time, with you staying out of Tasman's way, he gathers some servants together and is having a council of some kind with them. Tells them, starts giving commands, like he's pointing, he says things. A couple of them start making their way to the carriage house. Others are seemingly to go to different parts of the manor. One is talking to another staff, member of the staff who just walked in. Doesn't seem to be aware of what's happening, as there's a surprised look on her face. Also, Timberwolf Brother, thank you very much for the raid. Can I get a shout out to Timberwolf Brother? And he turns to you. This doesn't change anything. We're going. It's all the more urgent.
Yes,
and if we don't have,
of course,
if we don't have her with us, it might be for the best. It goes and tells the others as well, that if they're going to leave, this is the time to do it.
I mean, she's part of our group. We should bring her with if we can. I don't know where she is.
She's a liability.
Another thing, I mean, none of us are liabilities. We're all a team.
We're going without her. It will be sorted.
This would be a lot easier if I could use magic. I could find her. I could send her messages. We'd be in such good shape.
A message has been sent to the king. Fool. But you and the others, come with me. We're going aboard the ship and leaving.
What will happen to her? I mean, she can't just be left behind, can she? Where will she go? Where will we meet up with her again?
I don't know. I don't care. She's not my concern or my job. That is for the king and the other two to sort out. You are my wards, and I'm going to get you to where we need to go.
I mean, she's my concern, though. She's all of our concern.
Yes, well, a murderer and possible traitor is always a concern, but she's not as concerning as the mission I was given by my king.
Norallie wouldn't murder anyone. She's not involved. I don't know why she's acting weird, but I know she's not involved in a murder. Also, she's not a goblin. Can't argue with that one.
He repeats the order to Celine and Mordecai, and Loki as well, who's just sort of baffled.
Right, I forgot Loki was here.
Yeah.
How's Loki reacting to all of this?
Well, one of the reasons I'm so comfortable with leaving is Loki has a sending stone, so he can easily get a hold of me. He's probably not really saying anything, but he's likely backing up things that Bright's saying, like, no, Norallie is of a concern to us. Maybe he's saying he's not leaving without her. But
Then, with the 4 members of the Chroma Company
Yeah.
Present and not suspected of being conspirators, traitors, murderers, goblins, vampires.
I will also just
Shadowheart
point out, just real quick, that Loki can speak to the party telepathically. So if there's secrets that need to be spread.
Okay.
Why does he have that?
This is
Because he's a Gulak, I
Warlock.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Warlock.
Oh, right, okay.
So if there's basically, even if the guy's right there in front of us, you guys can whisper amongst yourselves, because you can pass notes.
Via Loki. Do we actually get to pass notes? It'll be just like class.
Or a D&D table.
It's been so long since I've played in person, it's just /W now.
Yeah. Yeah. The 4 of you are gathered up. And it's not that he has not heard your protests, but he also doesn't care. And he's asking you to board the king's ship so that you can leave. And you do see that there's a cart full of servants from the manor that are riding off towards the keep, presumably with messages.
Bright is probably not willing to abandon Norallie unless Loki says it's okay to.
Loki would. I don't know. I don't know if he'd say that. Oh yeah, she'll be fine, or if. Nah, he might want to go for her, so that he doesn't lose her again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, unless Norallie specifically called him and said, "Yeah, go without me," he probably wouldn't leave.
So yeah, Loki tells you that he doesn't want to leave her behind. It's one thing when you had split up because he had a mission to do, you got to talk about it. And can stay in touch, but this has him in a worry panic mode.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if Coffee is still in chat, but I don't think that Mordecai would want to leave either. But
Yeah,
Prophet
Bright
Cat, are you
would
a cat?
definitely consider Mordecai's opinion very much important here. Nobody's worried about what Celine thinks, though. She'd probably just leave Norallie behind.
I don't need to think about that.
Okay. Well then, I guess Bright would say, I appreciate your mission and everything you're trying to do, but we need Norallie more than we need the Queen. We can't go without her. And if we miss the bus, we miss the bus. I wish I knew what she was doing, though. But I'm sure she wouldn't participate in a murder. But if you're suspected she did, then if we catch her, so much the better for everyone.
All right. Well, he's going to. He is not acting with authority to force you on the ship. So if you're not going, then he is.
I'm gonna be really sad about that. Okay.
Then you are left behind in the village. Tasman stomps off through the rainy morning and is making his way to the royal airship to depart to go see the Queen. What we will do is we will break here. And as you see the governor's airship, as it is just a large dark figure in the sunlit gray drizzly morning, changes its course and begins a pursuit of the king's airship. As the two of them are flying away from the keep and the village on its outskirts.
Okay, so the governor's airship is leaving with, or after the king's airship?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we will end the session here.
I want the story.
Norallie broke it.
Hey, but also this is a good thing because the governor's going to go inspect the king's ship, but we're not on it.
It's a master plan.
I plan the whole time.
We are going to go raid another D&D game going on, so we will keep up the adventure, the fun, the dice rolls, the creativity. We're going to go raid Legendary Action Official. And they are on episode 131. We're only a little bit ahead of their grand campaign, it seems. Although technically we have more sessions, because Halloween is always one session split up into different parts, etc. But I'm not here comparing campaign sizes. What matters is that we're having a lot of fun together as a group, which I believe that we are, and they are as well. Alex is probably hanging out there, who you see Legendary Action Alex in our chat every once in a while. Let's go and see what's going on at their table. Oh, apparently once I get through Ad Purgatory. Hold on, everyone. I don't want to take us in because then they'll go, oh, hey, what's going on? Because they're very good at responding. And then I'm going to miss it because I'm in the middle of an ad. So hold on a moment, everyone. And aha, there we go. I did it. All right, I'll see y'all over there. Be well. I am not going to be around because I'm on vacation. I said that before, but I'll see y'all around on Discord if nothing else. Be well, everyone. Bye.